Night, good evening, depending on what time you happen to be watching this. Welcome to another episode of House of Stars. I am your girl Star, and I just said my name, Star. And as you can see from the title, no, you're not blind. I'm gonna give you a story time on when this ghost tried to sleep with me. Okay, so this story, I've always wanted to tell it, but since it's such a weird story and it's literally a story that I know no one's gonna fucking believe it. I tell you, Bible, if a Bible was here right now, I would swear on it. It's like this legit happened to me. So let me start off. Okay, so this happened about sometime last year. One of my friends called me and he was like in town. He was like, you know what, let's hang out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. And it was kind of weird because at that time, and I usually like, at that time, I was like, it was like a Friday night or Saturday night, and I had nothing better to do. And I was really trying to do any and everything just to get out of the house. But at that time, I didn't know who to call. Like, I kind of like lost touch with some people. So I kind of felt weird calling some people, and he honestly called, and like, it was like Saved by the Bell. Like, he called me at the right time and said, come hang out. I'm staying over here at this hotel. Come hang out for a bit. And I said, okay, cool. I'm going to go hang out with him. So he calls me an Uber and stuff. I get an Uber over there because at this time, like, I was like, it's on the totally on the other side of town, which, like, taking a cab, if anyone knows in Toronto, taking a cab like certain distances, they're like extremely friggin' expensive. So he's like, okay, just take an Uber, whatever, like, I'll pay for it, whatever, and like, we can come and you can come and hang out. So I'm like, okay, cool. So anyways, like, it was kind of weird because like leading up to the time when I was going there, it's like I almost felt like everything was trying to hold me back from going out that night. But I was so adamant about getting out of my house. Like, I just did not want to stay home. Like, it was Saturday night. Like, why am I staying home? You know what I mean? So finally I get there and stuff, and we're there, and he's just in the room. He's watching TV. He's hanging out, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm chilling too. And it's like I noticed, like, once I get to this hotel, and let me backtrack, actually. When I get to this hotel, like, as anyone that's a medium or a psychic, like, maybe we don't hear voices. Like, it's not like in the movies where you hear, like, and you hear all this, like, distorted noises. It's like you get an impression. And I remember walking up to this hotel, and I'm kind of like, yo, I get this weird vibe about this place. And mind you, like, I am pretty familiar with Toronto. And this hotel specifically, like, I didn't even know it existed. But I walked up and I'm like, I'm feeling this weird vibe in this place. And it just had this certain density to it. And I was just like, yo, this place is kind of grimy, but who cares? Like, I don't give a shit. I'm here to see my friend. Like, I'm not even paying it any mind. I'm just going to pay it dust, right? So anyways, now, finally I get up to his room and I'm there and I'm just like, yeah, like, what are you doing? He's just there doing nothing. And I'm like, okay. So one thing I always do when I go to hotels is that I like to like go walk down the hallways and go on different floors and see the place and explore the place. It's just something that I do. Or depending on the night, like if I feel like people are in other rooms partying, like I room hop. Like, I'll go to different rooms, like, hey, you know, or maybe have a drink or something. But obviously this is not like it was a special occasion or New Year. So some people were like, you know, probably partying, but I was just like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna bother, because like everyone just kind of like, the vibe just didn't feel like, I didn't feel in my natural element. Like, I just came there, and this is somebody that I know, so like this person never really makes me feel comfortable at all. So like, I just felt off the whole night. And like, as soon as I got there, I was starting to feel this regret, like, why did I even come out? But like, I'm already here, like, let's try to make the best of it. And I said a prayer. I'm like, you know, just in case if anything does go down that I don't want to happen, or if anything bad happens to either him or I, like, I'm going to say a prayer so that I'm like, you know, that I'm protected. So I'm walking down this hallway, and I think I was like, this place it's a pretty good sized hotel, but it's still like a boutique hotel. And what I call boutique hotels are like a hotel that's no more than 4 or 5 floors, right? So I get to like the 3rd floor, and I'm walking down the hallway, and legit, like, I felt like somebody was behind me. So I'm like, okay, who the fuck's that? So I turn around because I'm thinking like maybe it's somebody, like, I didn't even think it was my friend. I just thought it was somebody walking down the hall, probably trying to go to their room. And like, I look behind me and like no one's there. So I was like, hey, this is really odd. Okay. So like I knew I sensed the spirit because I already felt dodgy being at this place already. So I'm like, okay, it's most likely haunted in some sense. It's no big deal. Like, I deal with spirits all the time. Like I have spirits in my home. Like, frig, if I go anywhere, spirits are always the first thing, like the first kind of entity that's going to be attracted to me because of my ability, right? So I paid it dust. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, I sense you're here, whatever. I'm just going to go about my business and go back downstairs. So I go back downstairs and I'm there and I'm like, I think I said something to him about it. Cause like, even though like he's not into this kind of stuff really like that, or to a certain extent, like what I feel is like, at the end of the day, they know what I go through. Like, I'm not like, how can I say this? I don't live my life in my regular life being like a psychic and always trying to act like a psychic. But at the same time, it's like, if I feel sensations and feelings, like I will verbalize it. Like, I don't care how awkward I look. Like I would just say it because that's just the way I am. So I said to him, I'm like, yo, I think this place is like haunted. And he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like I think it's haunted because like, I just feel like vibes. Like from when I first came in here, like something just threw me off. And he goes, I don't know, it's old, whatever, like, and he was telling me like a little bit of the history of like the place and stuff and like what kind of people usually come through that spot. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what, like, I think I still went back downstairs again because he was like I don't know what he was doing. He was being boring. So I went back downstairs and I'm talking to the guy at the front desk, because the guy at the front desk is actually an African guy, and I'm Jamaican, but like I know a lot about African culture, so me and him are kind of like talking about Africa and stuff like that. Like that's just always my thing. If anyone knows me, like I will always meet an African person and we start just conversing and stuff, right? So I'm talking to this guy and I'm telling him, I'm like, like the vibe in here is like really off, and he's kind of looking at me funny, like, okay, like, because obviously like he doesn't feel it. He's just like, I'm here to do my job, but like whatever, I'm having this conversation with you, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, like it's just really off in here, but whatever, it's not no big deal, so we're just talking and talking and talking, whatever. So I went to go get ice. I went to go get ice or whatever, and I'm like, okay, just really like not doing anything, just kind of this trying to entertain myself, because that's just a person I am. Like if I'm bored, like I'm a person that if I'm in a situation and it's boring, I will bring sand to the beach. Like I will just make fun for myself. So I went to go get ice and I'm standing by the door, standing by the machine. I'm still feeling that sensation again. Now there's different spirits that you feel like I can feel your regular spirit. Like if you feel ancestors or stuff around your place, like you feel like maybe a light whisk beside you or whatever. But this spirit was different. It was like so dense. It was like such a dense feeling. And I'm like, whoa. I knew it wasn't anything really dark per se, because if it was dark, like one thing when you're around dark entities, like your spirit is just unsettled, because you got to keep in mind they're so full of darkness and your soul is so full of light that like when they come near you, it's like you feel like this, like you can't, like it's like you can't shake the feeling that's around you. So I'm like, okay, and I'm checking it out and I'm like, okay, I know it's a guy. I'm like, okay, I know that much, but I'm like, okay, he's not bad really, like he's not that threatening, who gives a fuck. So finally I'm like, okay, you know what, like I'm just gonna go back to the room. There's really nothing to do. Like it's a Friday or Saturday night on a regular weekend. Like there's nothing popping in this damn hotel. Let me just go back to the room and chill. So by this time, like I come back to the room, the guy's sleeping. So I'm like, okay, all right, he's sleeping. Like I'm gonna entertain myself. Like what am I gonna do? Whatever. So I turn off the lights. I go, like there's 2 separate beds. I go on my bed and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch TV and just chill, right? So I'm watching TV, just chilling, and again, like I started to feel uneasy. Like I just felt like I would feel like a whisk around here or like around my arm. I'm like, yo, what is that? Like, but still this time I'm trying to not really give into the energy. I'm just trying to act like, okay, it's nothing, just brush it, because eventually the spirit will know that I don't want it around, right? And I actually even said a little prayer, like, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, if you're not a God, you can't stand within my presence. Like he's not a demon, so I guess it didn't work, and like it just went away for a little bit. So I'm like, okay. So at this time, I'm watching TV. It's late. It's getting like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like this. I'm like, you know what? Fuck. I'm going to just sleep a little bit because at this time I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to take the subway home in the morning. So, cause I was going to go home, but I'm like, no, like, why spend like $60 to get home? This, like, just, you know, sleep it out, try to go to sleep, and then in the morning you get up, you catch a subway or whatever, and you can go home. So I'm like, fuck it. So I finally started to go to sleep. And as I'm sleeping, I'm like sleeping, whatever. Like I'm in a dead of sleep, okay? And I don't know what possessed me to wake up. Because at this time, if anyone knows me, I cannot sleep in total darkness. Like I have to have a lamp on. I have to have something on. Actually, that's like something that me and my sister both do. Because what spirits do, because they're filled with energy, they will like use your energy so that they can navigate, right? Or they can move around. So what we usually do is turn a light on so that whatever energy they need to source, they will source it from the light and not try to source it from me so that I can't sleep. So I think automatically, usually my body just kind of like, when I know I'm in complete darkness, it always just wakes up. Because that's just something, like if somebody turns off the lights in my room and I'm in complete darkness, like my body just like wakes up, right? And turns on a light or something. So at this point, I don't think that's the thing that woke me up, but I just felt something and I woke up. And this is where it gets interesting. I see this man, and it's not a man. This guy's actually a young dude. I would say at best when he died, he had to be in his 20s. And I think, and he came off like a black dude, like when I saw him, right? But it was weird because it was dark. It wasn't like I saw a shadow. It was like, you know when you close your eyes and you get those like battery acid green light fixtures in your eyes? Picture that color, but it's it's embossed. So like he's literally a full figure man. I can see his features and everything, but it's not solid. It's like everything is green, tracing his features. So I literally saw him at the end of the bed. And I'm like, nah, man, that's nothing. I close my eyes. I wake up and this guy was literally, I shit you not, and I say Bible, I mean like I will swear on everything I love that I'm not lying to you. I see him come like this, like taking off his shirt, come on the bed to come on top of me. And I'm looking at it because I'm thinking at first it's like this is 2 seconds of like, you know, I'm thinking, okay, I'm just dreaming. And I realize, no, I'm fucking up. And I'm like, ah! I start screaming. And my boy, like, he literally wakes up from a dead sleep. And he's like, It's like, starts screaming. I'm like, I mean, it's fucking, oh my God. And I'm screaming, I'm like, oh my God, turn the fucking lights on. So he's looking at me like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, he's looking around, like, you know, like, getting, like, defensive mode, like, trying to see if he could grab something, like, who's in here? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, the fucking, and he's like, yo, tell me what's going on. I'm like, yo, this fucking dude just tried to fucking sleep with me. And he's looking at me like, okay, there's only me and you in this fucking room. Like, what dude tried to sleep with you? And I'm like, yo, a dude, like, I remember I was telling you I felt off. Like, I felt off because of the fucking guy this guy was following me the whole night. And he's just sitting there like, you know, and I'm sitting there to myself like, talking this shit. Like, I'm just like, well, I'm talking to somebody that's not going to understand this. Like, this is not my friend, like my 2 friends that I have that are psychics. And if I told them something like this, they'll be like, okay, I get it. Like, or my sister, maybe they'll be like, okay, cool, I get it. Like, this is somebody that like has no idea of like what my life is, what it consists of to that extent and everything. So he's sitting there like, okay, what the fuck is this girl talking about? Like, she's really like off. Like, something's up with her. And I'm like, no, like, there's this fucking spirit. This guy just literally tried to screw me, dude. Like, he was following me the whole fucking night. Because I remember even there was one part when I was in a washroom, and I remember, like, as soon as I took my pants down to go to the washroom, it's like I felt like this person, like, watching me. You know what I mean? It was weird. Like, I just felt like, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm being watched? Like, I'm literally being watched, like, down to the friggin' hairs that are on my body. Like, I felt like I was just being watched. And and then after I was like, oh my fuck. So everything, he's just like, you know, just go back to bed. So me, obviously I can't go back to bed because it's not even like I was scared. The whole time I'm thinking, I have no fucking sage. I have no salt. I can't banish the spirit. I have nothing. I didn't come with anything. Duh. Like, I'm thinking I'm just gonna come over, have a regular night. Like, this is ridiculous. So I'm sitting there the whole night like, okay, like, what am I gonna do? So I'm just like praying. I'm praying to God. I'm praying to my angels. I'm praying to my ancestors. I'm visualizing things around my room. Like, okay, like I'm gonna put like a spiritual barrier so he can't get in it. It was like all types of shit. And I kept the lights on. And this was like at this point it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning. And this is summertime, so like, and was it summer? I don't know, but it was like the longest 3 hours till sunrise. Cause I was like, Jesus, like I know by sunrise this guy has to go back to his dwelling place. He can't be here. So I'm literally sitting on the bed, like waiting for the sun to come up because that's how fucking scared I was. And so the sun came up, got no sleep, and then it was such a creepy experience. And I remember telling my sister and my friends what I went through. Like, it was so fucked. And I know no one believed me. Everyone probably thinks I'm like schizophrenic, but I shit you not, Bible. Like, I'm telling you, like, if I did not wake up in time, that spirit would have literally banged me in my sleep. Like, it was the most scariest experience that I've ever encountered in my whole entire life, and the whole history of me being a psychic or attuned to my spiritual life at all. Like, it was just so crazy. So yeah, that was it. That's my story about the time a ghost tried to sleep with me. If you want to hear some more story times when it comes to what goes on in the psychic realm and what I've dealt with in my career, or not even my career, my whole entire life, because like I always rate my psychic life based on when I started, where I accepted my gifts and actually proclaimed I was. But like, I've been going through shit my whole entire life. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to comment on this video, or you think this video was a cool story, please share the story. Because honestly, like, it's a story that I will literally be telling to my kids when they grow up. Because obviously they're going to realize they have a crazy mama. And I'm not going to keep that hidden from them. Yeah, but if you want to get a reading with me, you know where to hit me up. And also put in the comment box of who you want me to do a reading on next. I've kind of taken a hiatus with the celebrity psychic readings. I don't know. I like doing them, but sometimes they're a lot. And you got to keep in mind, I read all day. Like, reading doesn't just end at me doing these videos. So when my day ends, it's like, I am not in the mood to read anybody else right now because I've been reading all day. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you share this video as well. And if you want to hear some more story times, just hit me up as soon as possible. Well, not as soon as possible, just hit me up in the comment box and let me know if you want to hear another story time. So I do want to thank you so much for your time today and rocking with me. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.